Hey, welcome back to the channel. You'll notice it's a Friday night, not a Tuesday night like my normal releases, so that should tip you off to something special's coming up. What's coming up, Shelley?
Well, you're going to see some RV side chats with Craig and I and another YouTube couple called Travels a Red Rover. And their names are Shawn and Corinne, and we met up with them in South Dakota.
If you hadn't already noticed, with all the other videos teasing the meetup, and then the scouting video where Shawn and I were just joking like we had known each other for years, we had a blast. We also, when we were sitting back at camp, we had really good photography discussions about all things photography. So I got the crazy idea that we should share those talks on both our channels. So part one was over on their channel, part two is on mine, and this is a multi-part series. So this is going to go on for a while, but I think there's a lot of great information from both couples in these videos. So I hope you enjoy them. Let's get it started. Hey, welcome back to the channel. This week we're doing a little something different. We're hanging out with Shawn and Corinne from the Travels of Red Rover.
So Shawn and Corinne, tell us a little bit about how you got started with Travels a Red Rover and what your channel's all about.
Well, the name for Travels Red Rover came from two places. One is that we travel around in a bright red van. Seemed to be reasonable to call it Red Rover. The second is that Corinne and I had a very beloved dog for many, many years. And he was red-haired, and sort of in his memory we call the van Red Rover. So that's where the name comes from. It came about as a result, or the YouTube came about as a result of us just really trying to keep family, friends. Corinne and I have always traveled a lot. We've always been very focused on photography, and you know, friends and family kind of want to see what you're doing. They want to see photographs. So we just started using YouTube as a way to do that, and you know, it's kind of developed in a little bit more than that now, but really that was the beginning days. In fact, our original channel, which was Corinne's private channel, was actually really designed for us to keep in touch with some family back east, and you know, we would just post hikes. Sometimes there'd be no speaking on them, sometimes there'd be no music. It would just be us doing something. So anything I'm forgetting?
No, that's good.
No, that's about how it started.
So Corinne, how did you get into photography?
Well, I was fortunate that I had a father who was keen on doing portrait photography, and after he was using his camera for a while, he encouraged me to pick up a camera. I didn't enjoy portraits, but I did enjoy doing cityscapes. So I started going around and doing nature and cityscapes. And then I went to university, and I was fortunate to get a volunteer job with the university photographer, and learned a lot about product photography and doing materials for classes. So then I progressed and got into doing more landscapes, and that's how I met Shawn.
Yep, our first date was actually a landscape photography. Back in the days where it was film and light meters and the whole enchilada, and that's when we sort of started taking photographs together.
And Shawn, how about you? How did you get into photography?
Well, I started photography my first year of college. I was a science student, and actually it was interesting. I was quite a bit younger than the rest of my classmates. I didn't have a lot of sort of social outlets, and there happened to be this very attractive young woman who was offering introductory landscape photography, and I thought, well, this could be interesting. And so I would go out with her and in the class, and as it turns out, she was a very talented photographer, and really did a great job at sort of getting you the basics and, you know, just developing the basic understanding. As it just turns out, I've always loved being outside. It's my sort of natural place. If I have a choice between any kind of city or any natural area, I'll always pick the natural area. So it really worked very well. So after we started dating, we got married. And this was still in the days of film. As it turns out, you know, we were poor, we were students, and we couldn't really afford to do a lot of photography, although we had a full darkroom in our basement, and and that. So we kind of put the photography aside a little bit for our careers for a while. And we started, actually, when we moved to the West Coast, we grew up in Ontario, and we moved to the West Coast of Canada. We started started writing articles for sailing and boat magazines. And our editor, who was really kind to us and kind of brought us along through the writing process, started to suggest that we needed to take better photographs for our articles. And at that point, digital photography was starting to come back, and we thought, well, we'd better learn how to do digital photography. So Corinne did a lot of work looking for good folks to teach us how to do the digital photography and kind of remind us about composition and light and all those things that we already knew about but hadn't really used in a lot of years. And, as it turns out, the photography started replacing the writing to the point where now photography is the thing we focus on. And that and of course the videography now with the YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you made it this far and you have any questions that you'd like us to address, leave them in the comments down below. If you haven't yet done so, please hit that subscribe button, ding the bell for future notifications, and give us a big thumbs up. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, just remember that part 3 is going to be on their channel a week from tonight, and then we'll be back on my channel in 2 weeks with part 4. And that's not all. We've got quite a few of these little jewels or gems of information that we had on our trip from both couples. So thanks again for watching. If you haven't yet done so, please hit that subscribe button, ding the bell for future notifications,
Ding.
and give us a big thumbs up. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.